Hey gamers, I'm Cybersnake7. How are you all doing, guys? Yes, it's Thursday. You know what that means? It's Man versus Master System time again. As per usual, guys, we have another 10 games to add to the collection, and these games are 141 to 150. So I've officially just reached over the halfway mark to my collection, so I'm not doing too bad at all. So, guys, let's crack on and let's get on with game 141. 141 is a sports title. I do kind of like these kind of games, but these are best played with other people, and you'll know why when you see it is Olympic gold, Barcelona 92. Now, it's obviously an Olympic game. Varied challenges. There are 7 in total, and it's obviously 1 to 4 player. The challenges you have are the hammer throw, the 100-metre sprint, springboard diving, 110-metre hurdles, pole vault, 200-metre freestyle swimming, and archery. A really good challenging game, much preferred obviously to be played with other people because you enjoy the game. I think it's a more enjoyable game when you play these types of games, more of a challenge, just enjoyable basically, but graphically quite good, and it is what it is. It's an Olympic game, and most Olympic games don't change, you know, the same format, same, you know, you've just got to beat your scores, whatever the case may be, but still a nice little game to have in a collection. So that's 141, that's Olympic gold, Barcelona 92. 142 is a driving game and another F1 driving game, but this differs slightly because this is an official release title, officially sponsored by F1, and it is obviously F1. And it's a really nice condition, this one is, and I got it for so cheap. I was really happy to get this one for cheap. And it isn't the rarest of games anyway, but still nice condition. But as I say, this game is officially sponsored by F1, so for the time when it came out, it had the proper races, the teams and the tracks for the time that it was released. So in a sense, I suppose it made this game the one of choice to have in your collection for the F1 games because it was officially sponsored. But graphically, looks exactly the same as most F1 games on the Master System, so it doesn't really look any different to me. But still, another nice title to the collection. That's 142, guys. Yes, 142. That is F1. 143. 143 is a trilogy in film format, but only 2 games were released for this system. And the first game that was released was an atrocious mess, and it was very unplayable and very frustrating. But the second game release, still a little bit difficult and frustrating, but slightly better than the original game that was released, and it is Back to the Future 3. Obviously following on from the series of films. Back to the Future 2 is terrible. Back to the Future 3 isn't great, but it's more playable than Back to the Future 2. Obviously following from the film, Doc and Marty, obviously back in 1885, they've got to get back to 1985, and you got a number of challenges from that period. Obviously you got Doc where he's on the horse, you got to save his girlfriend. It doesn't really show all 4 levels on here, but you've got the next level, which is like a shooting gallery. Then you got like a pie throwing contest with Marty in it, and then the final level is where you're on the train. You've got to get to the front of the train to get into the time machine to go back to the future. But as I say, this game is challenging. You really need to sit down and take your time on this one, but it's still better and more playable than Back to the Future 2. So that is 143, guys. That is Back to the Future 3. 144. 144 is one of 2 games I'm just about to show you. They are just classic games in their own right. Everybody's played this character at least once in the arcade or on a console. And the first game is Pacmania. Obviously there is the big yellow ball, Pacman himself. Now this one is slightly different from the original because it is like a 3D semi-top view of the actual game. So it does put a different spin on it. You got one player, excuse me. You got 19 difficulty levels, so you know there's a fair challenge there. The ability to this one and the added advantage is Pacman can actually jump over the ghosts, but as you progress through the levels, the ghosts also can jump, so it does get a little bit harder as you go along. But you got a lot of secrets in this one as well. You can find throughout the levels. I found one secret where you don't eat all the power pills and you get zapped to a secret level, so the challenge is there just to find the secrets as well. But not a bad title, but still preferred the original top-down view. Much preferred, but still a nice title. But there you go, guys. That is Pacmania, and that is 144. 145, following on from Pacmania. Much more enjoyable, much more challenging, and it is Miss Pacman. Really do like this one. Very colourful game, very challenging game. Much the original style, obviously. Top-down view. This one is 1 to 2 players now. And it has 4 levels of difficulty, and there is 32 rounds, so you got much more of a challenging game on this one. Does have a little bit of a story, but as I say, it's much more true to the original Pacman style, which I do prefer. But the game is a lot harder. The ghosts are more fierce. They're just relentless from the very beginning. And obviously, as you go every 4 levels, the map does change, and like the variation of the maps do change as you go through each stage. But still a cracking little title. I really do like this one. And actually, this one the wife plays, so I do get her to play games. So that's 145. That's Miss Pacman. And you think I'm losing count, but I'm not. I'm just checking. 146. 146 is another boxing game. I think there's 3 in total. And basically, I think Rocky is one, this one, and there's another one, but I haven't got it yet. But this one isn't a bad boxing game, and it is Heavyweight Champ. Now, Heavyweight Champ is exactly the same style as Rocky in terms of gameplay. It's a side-on view. Plays exact same as Rocky, same moves as Rocky, so it appeals to me because I love Rocky. It's just a shame Rocky was very short, but this one has 12 rounds, 1 and 2 players, obviously. Now, the premise to this one is you beat the champion, then you've got to defend your title. So you've got, I'm assuming 12 rounds means 12 fighters to fight and defend your title. But as I say, it plays and looks exactly the same as Rocky game, but really enjoyable because I do like these types of games. So that is 146, guys. That is Heavyweight Champ. 147. 147 is a shoot 'em up. I think this is the only one I've got at the moment. There are a few to come, but I'm not too sure about this one because I picked this one up, and I know there's a variation cover of this, and there's also a blue cart. Now, I know the blue carts are, some of them are the tech type Brazilian copies, but I'm not too sure because I've picked up this one thinking it's the PAL one with the red label. So people out there know and can help me, let me know. But I picked up this version of Xeon 2 Mega Blast. Now this one is the red labelled cart. Obviously there is a blue label cart, so I don't know whether that's foreign or not. But as I say, top-down shooter. Not a bad game. It's quite slow in terms of the gameplay itself. You know, obviously what it's got to try and do for a shooter, it does really slow down a lot. But it's got the music from Bomb the Bass, the band from the early 90s. But not a bad shooter, not the best I've ever played. But as I say, you can see the cover on this one. There is a variant cover with a different coloured cart. So anybody let me know what that is, whether it's PAL as well, or whether I've got the wrong one and this isn't the PAL one, I don't know. But that is 147, guys. That is Xeon 2 Mega Blast. 148. 148 is a classic game. Very, very short game, but still a classic game. And I'm glad to have it in the collection at last. And it is obviously Ghostbusters. Really, really great condition. This one is really, really nice. Follows the Ghostbusters game to a T, and the film. Basically, you've got 1 player. You've got 4 rounds to this. Very short, really. But follows the film. You've basically got to kill as many, or collect as many ghosts. And then you meet Zool on the tower. You've got to work your way past the Marshmallow Man up to the tower and zap Zool's ass. But I've actually got past the Marshmallow Man, but I've never got to the top of the building and to beat Zool. But absolutely classic game, but very short-lived, unfortunately. Nowhere as good, as superior as the Mega Drive Ghostbusters. That's a fantastic game. But still, very, very happy to have this in fantastic condition, guys. So that's 148, and that's Ghostbusters. 149. 149 is a hidden gem to me. I didn't know how good this game was. Really, really good game. 149, guys, is Time Soldiers. This one is a classic game. Basically, you're a top-down view shooting action. It's more like, it's kind of like Akari Warriors in a sense, bit of Commando-esque. But you got 18 rounds, so there's plenty of levels on this one. 1 and 2 players. It says on the back, fight your way through the horrors of the past and the future to rescue your friends and save the world in this fantastic voyage through time from Sega, obviously. And it's like a time travelling shoot 'em up. And the graphics on this are very, very impressive. And the quality of it's just absolutely mint condition. And a very, very good game. I never even knew how good this was. But chuffed to bits to have this one. And a must for anybody who hasn't got it yet. Must pick this one up. But that's 149, guys. That is Time Soldiers. 150. 150. I've got to end on a good one, and it just makes sense. Excuse me. It's not wine, it's pop, because my throat's killing me as per usual. 150, guys. Have to end on a good one. About time I got another rarey into the collection to tick off the old collection. But this one, I've bided my time on this one, because this can go for like pretty into the 150s and any time, you know, anything below. But it's very rarely to go under the 100. But I got it for 90 quid, which I'm pretty chuffed about, and it's mint condition. Everything's perfect, and I've actually got Buggy Run. Yep, I've got Buggy Run, and he's in absolutely pristine condition, and I'm so happy to have this. As I say, the more biggies I can collect, the easier this collection is going to become, and I know I've got a road ahead of me in terms of some of the games, because they are going to be in the £50 upwards mark, so I'll get there. But as I say, absolutely classic game. It's got 1 or 2 players, not too sure how many rounds it's got, but it's obviously a top-down, semi-top-down racing like game. Let me have a look. Your tyres side on the gravel, coasting, your precious seconds. A competitor slips by on the side inside of your track. You kick the turbocharge and rein to the lead, but can you keep it? Over 25 different tracks, landmines and other hazards makes this race twice as exciting. This is the most fun you can have on wheels. So you got like well, I don't know what, they're just basically buggies, but obviously you got the chance to buy bombs, and you got oil sticks on the road, and you just got to win. It's like a 4x4, you know, the off-road racing. Technically, it's exactly like that. But obviously you got buggies. But this game is one of the rares, and I'm so happy to have this one in the collection, guys. So there you go, 150, guys, and it's Buggy Run. 150. Now the bad news. That is it for the time being, guys. I've got another 50 on the shelf. I've got plans over the next, say, probably 6 or 7 weeks. I'm doing a bit of revamping, so I'm going to be putting the Master System collection on hold so I can top up the games. But in the meantime, my most important goal is to get this man cave to the way I want it. It's time to revamp, and I've got big plans for it. But not only that, you know, I've got we're having the whole house sorted out. But obviously, this is going to be my main hobby, and I want to get this sorted out and looking top, because I've got a lot of ideas for it. So never fear, guys, I won't be long. I won't be as long as last time. I will be back with another 50. So there's going to be another 100 games I'm going to have to show you by the end of this year. So I will have only then the 69 more to get. But guys, it's been a pleasure. I'm very happy that you're sticking with me. I love your comments. I'm very appreciative. I'm very slow at giving them back, but that's due to work commitments, unfortunately. But I will get back to getting new comments to you guys. But listen, thanks guys for watching. I am CyberSnake7. As always, guys, keep playing, keep watching. All the best.